Good day, guys. Welcome back to Mango Invest. In this video, we're just going to do another sort of portfolio update since last week. We're currently sitting at $298,000 of total equity. And then, as you can see on the right hand side of the screen, the cash position has now risen to over $7,000, which I haven't made any deposits lately. It's just been all dividends. So we'll just show you the recent activity. We won't go too far, but we'll just start here with, Jeppy. They paid me a massive $310 dividend the other day, which was absolutely huge. And if you were to go back, to the last Jeppy payment, which we'll do now, they paid me $282. So, that was at 39 cents per share. And for this time, I don't think I've added any or too many shares, but this one's paying me 43 cents per share. So, like a massive increase, just since the last payment, which is cool. And then also QYLD paid me $202. So just these two companies alone, just $500, just within a couple of days of each other, which is pretty good. So this time around they paid 17 cents per share. We'll go back to the last QYLD payment just to see. And okay, so they paid a cent less. But the difference here is just a couple of bucks, so it's not really that big of a rise there. So these two companies here, QYLD and Jeppy, have been, my big players within the dividend sort of community. I haven't made any like previous or recent deposits purely because I made a $5,000 investment into Wonder Pods, which is an Australian like real estate sort of company there. I'll do like another separate video on that one a little bit later. But a few of the things that I'm thinking about for the portfolio. So Apple, as they continue to rise, I'll just look to sell on the uptrend. Has been a little bit of a recent pullback, but I think once it does get back over that $197 mark, I'll look to sell more shares. Like I've currently got 137 shares at an average price of 126. So yeah, as it continues to rise up, I'll sell more to add to the cash position, and that sort of goes the same with Microsoft as well. So currently for Apple, I've got $8,000 in profit alone, and then Microsoft, I've got over $20,000 in profit alone. Like just in the last day, they were up by $700, but we're pretty much reaching. Yeah, so the 382 mark is where I want to look to sort of sell the shares. We had a little bit of a recent sort of pullback, and now it's back up to the $282. So tomorrow in the next trading day, if it does go up, I'll just probably sell another 3 to 5 more shares. Like I've currently got 100 shares at an average price of $182. And then, with all that profit, that'll just go straight into the cash position of, $7,000. And I suppose the whole goal is to really, build up the cash position. I don't really have a set number amount, maybe like $15,000 to $20,000 just to have a bit of cash on hand. That way, in the event of a market crash, which we can never really forecast, that $15,000 to $20,000 will just go straight into Microsoft or Apple or which company that presents the most sort of value at that time. I've still got Alibaba. They're still copying the geopolitical sort of tensions against the US. And a falling demography and economy and all that sort of stuff. I'm going to continue to hold. I'm currently got 285 shares at an average price of $130, and then that's got me negative $17,000 USD. Okay, so I'm pretty like heavily invested in this company. I'm definitely not selling anytime soon. I was thinking of putting more money in. So with this $7,000, I was considering buying at the stock price of $71, which I'm not too sure if I'll do that because I'm already like heavily invested. Um, you know, I don't really want to overcommit. Too much of my portfolio just to the one company. I think it's still fairly important to diversify. With all these other sort of dividend companies there, don't want to put all my eggs in one basket. If you know what I'm saying. Another one I want to talk about is Realty Income Corporation. So this is the real estate investment trust, based out of the US. Now, on their, we've had a massive sort of downturn over the last sort of couple of years, and we've we've only just started to reach that rise again. Now, at this stage here, I said on my Instagram that I'm looking to purchase more Realty Income Corporation at a price of, between 46 to 49. I ended up putting a few more $1,000 in there. And I recently, copped a lot of talk about, why are you buying, at this stage, it's going to continue to drop to another further 15%. What are you doing? Income Corporation's balance sheet is practically insolvent. So, there are a lot of people telling me, like, why are you buying now? That's a silly decision. And then, like, what do you know? Like, we've just reached like a massive sort of rally. It's gone from $46 per share up to $59. So, I suppose that's just a testament to, like, you just need to do your own research within the company. Look at the fundamentals. Like, I use macrotrends.com. Like, that's not a bad one. Or you can use Seeking Alpha to get a couple of, bits of information there. But yeah, I just think, like, there's a lot of negativity out there at the moment. Every YouTube video you sort of watch, there's always something negative about a company, but there's always something good about a company. So I suppose you just have to do your own research and then make a determination for yourself. But yeah, let's have a look at track your dividends. So currently I'm looking at a 5.1% yield on cost, which I'm happy with. I think, like, I don't really want to, like, push too hard and try and go for like an 8 to 10% dividend yield across the whole sort of portfolio. But I think 5 to 6% is what I'm looking for. And then that's sort of getting me an average annual income of 14 or just over $14,000, and then the monthly average income is sitting just under $1,200, and this is all USD as well. So when you make the difference to Australian currency, it's like, what, $1,700 or something every single month. So it's not bad. And then here you can see Jeppy, one of my biggest paying dividend companies. They pay me, just over $3,000 every single year. And then you've got Realty Income Corporation, just pay me under $2,000, and then QALD, $2,500, just under. So they're the top three paying dividend companies of the portfolio. And one thing I've actually added to track your dividends is the cash position that I've got. So the cash is sitting just $7,041, and then that pretty much just gets added to the total. So if you look into stake and just go to the home screen here, you see how it's got 298,000. But then when you add the cash position in there, which you can't actually add in with stake, which is pretty annoying. Like, I think they're doing, if you look down at the screen here, they've got something big is coming soon. Like, they're just sort of starting to upgrade their interface. So what I think would be really good is if they do like a full, like, diversification pie chart, your total return within the portfolio, how many dividends that you've earned in the last week, month, year, and all that sort of stuff. That would be really good. So that's why I go to track your dividends, because it just gives me a couple of extra features that I can look into. So as I said, I've got the 5.1% dividend yield on cost, $14,000 annual income. And then I've recently added the cash position of, just over $7,000, and we've reached a total total of all assets of $305,000 USD. And then if you sort of translate that to Australian currency, I think it's around like 450,000. Don't quote me on that. And then I've also got all the expected dividends, for the next year. So for all of 2024, you can sort of forecast what I'm going to be getting. So January is going to be like a massive month of $1,364, and then so on. So obviously you're going to have your highs and your lower months, but it's just good to see what you're going to be earning within the next couple of months. Now, this is only forecasted because we all know that companies can raise their dividend, they can cut their dividend, which they've done quite a lot over the last couple of years. So this is only just forecasted as an average. And if we were to click this upcoming dividends tab here, you can go into a little bit more detail. So you've got like a dividend calendar here. This doesn't tell you what company is paying you, but everything in green tells you how much dividends you're getting and when you're getting them. But if you were to scroll down here, you can actually see into a little bit more detail on who's paying, when, and how much. So say, for example, date today is the 11th. We're going to get a payment from Realty Income Corporation of $161. Alibaba, they've only recently added a dividend. There was a lot of speculation as to why they would start paying that dividend, because like instead of paying the dividend, people think that they should have retained all that cash flow that was going to dividends and sort of do some share buybacks which would then increase the shares. But I think what they're trying to do is issue a dividend, which would then, I suppose, reduce a little bit of volatility. Like if you're an investor in Alibaba and you're getting a dividend, you're probably more than likely like to hold that company for longer. Um, but again, like I think a lot of people were saying you'd probably unlock a little bit more value if you were to hold on to that dividend and then just do share buybacks at a cheaper price, because its share price is at $71 at the moment. So it'd make more sense to buy back your shares, but that's their decision, I suppose. But yeah, here's a couple more sort of dividends that are confirmed, and then the ones that are upcoming that could potentially go through some change of our price. But that's going to conclude the portfolio update for this video. If you did want to sign up with Stake and use the brokerage that I'm using at the moment, just use the code ChrisM965 when you first sign up with Stake. You'll get a free stock and then I'll get a free stock. So it's basically free money. So why wouldn't you do it? Apart from that, if you did like the video, make sure you like and subscribe. It really helps out the channel, and I'll catch us next time.